everyone, welcome to episode 7 on how to make a fish clicker game in Scratch. In episode 6, we created achievements for our game. So, in this episode, we will be adding a title screen for our fish clicker game. But before we do that, I want to fix the achievement bug. Like, if we click the fish and we get an achievement, uh, it continuously pops up. To fix that problem, take a wait until block and then put not score is equal to goal. Here, duplicate this and keep it in the not section. So if you do that, then it only shows once and disappears. Okay, then create a new sprite called title screen, and then I already got a label from, like, I created this label from cooltext.com. So make sure you get creative with creating this, and then let's also get a fish icon. Let's copy and then paste it here, and then call it icon. And then let's also create a button, and then let's give an outline as well. Then do something like this, and then write something like play, and then make sure all your costumes are centered. Okay, so basically we are going to clone all of this in one sprite. So to do that, let's first hide the original sprite, and it's basically the same what we did for achievements and the upgrades. So we do clone costumes and then run without screen refresh, and then for individual cloning we'll do clone and then put costume, and then we also create a new variable called, like, for the individual cloning, we'll create a variable called title hash for this sprite only, as we're particularly using it for the clone, and let's set it to 0. And then in this clone costume area, let's change title hash by 1, switch costume to costume, and then let's create clone of myself. And then to clone all the costumes, let's uh, do clone 1, clone 2 and clone 3, as we have only 3 costumes. Okay, so when I start as a clone, let's show the clone, and let's first position all our clones. So create a new block called position clones, and let's check if our title hash is equal to 1, and title hash equal to 1 is basically our first costume, which is this label. So I'll place it somewhere like x0 and y 125, so keep that there. And then the second title hash is our icon, our fish icon, so I'll place that in the center, which will be x0 and y0. And our third costume is our button, our play button, and that will be placed at x0 y minus 125. And then let's put that let's put the position clones in this forever loop, then put the clone costumes under this hide button block. So as you can see, it's all shown. Our fish clicker label is shown here, our icon, and our play button. So now what I want is, I want this to have a turning effect like our normal fish. So to do that, if title hash is equal to 1, let's create a new variable called turn effect for this sprite only, and then let's set it to 0. Then let's also point in direction 90 in the beginning. Then here let's change the turn effect by 11. Then turn cosine of turn effect. So as you can see now, it has this turn effect here. And now for the icon, I want the size effect we have for the fish right over here. So just drag this script and drop it in the title screen, right? And if you're not able to do that, then click this button here. Then you get a vertical layout, and then drag this and drop it here in the title screen sprite, and then change it back to the original layout, and then drag this here. Then if title hash is equal to 2, then keep this here. So as you can see, it works. So now for the button, I just want it to change its brightness when we hover on it. So take a if then else block, and then if touching mouse pointer, let's set the brightness to 25, and then set the brightness to 0, and that also works. Okay, now I want all these sprites to hide when it's in the menu, and all these clones to hide when the game is when during gameplay. So to do that, let's create a new variable called menu question mark. Then click OK, and then let's set menu hash to like 1, and then on clicking the button which is title hash 3, like if title hash is equal to 3, then we'll check if touching mouse pointer and the mouse is down, then we'll set the menu to 0, and we'll broadcast a message called start game. And if the menu is equal to 0, also make sure you keep this if statement below this if statement, the title hash equals to 3. Make sure to keep this below. So if menu is equal to 0, let's delete this clone, like all the clones. So now if you see, if we click play, it just deletes the title screen stuff. So but when it's in the title, like during the title screen, we want all these number counter and this original fish and the shop buttons to hide. So we have to go through each sprite, starting with the fish. So when green flag click, set score to 0, set click range to 1, then set per second range to 0, and we'll hide. And when I receive start game, we'll run these scripts, plus we'll show, as we have no show block here, so we'll show, and then do the same thing for all the when green flag clicked, when I receive start game, do this. Okay. Next, with the number counter, we'll hide here, and then when I receive start game, we'll set spacing to 20 and generate digits 25. Then for this plus sign, we'll hide, and when I start game, when I receive start game, we'll hide as well. And then uh, when I receive start game, we'll do all these. And as we don't have any show block here, we'll just drag it, put it here. And then when green flag clicked, hide. And then for the sharp background, let's just do hide in the beginning. And then when I receive start game, we'll run all this. And then for the upgrade sprite, let's just hide here, then duplicate that, and then put it here. Then when I receive start game, we'll just put it there. Then for the page down, let's hide it in the beginning, and then do when I receive start game. I'll do that to the page up as well. When green flag clicked, hide. Then when I receive start game. Then for the achievements, then for the achievements, let's hide here. Then when I receive start game, do that. And let's see if that works. So as you can see, it works. If we click play, our game starts. So that's the end of this episode. In episode 8, we will be adding final things to our game, like sounds and few more effects, and we'll add few more UI improvements. So stay tuned by subscribing and leaving a like to this video. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.